All right, so I had a really cool setup, but it started to rain. And you can probably hear it a little bit. But we're going to make today's short and sweet. Welcome back to the VANCAST. I think this is like episode 8 or 9. I don't even know. But I had a cool setup outside, and now we're inside because it's raining. Meh. Today I want to talk about food combining, and I know it seems like, what? Like another thing? But it's just like breathing. Like the same thing when you bring like just the consciousness to the breath. That's amazing. But imagine if you also brought the idea of like proper breathing to it. It's just even better. It's not to say like you're doing everything wrong, you need to do it even better. It's just like another level of awareness, you know? So before we get into that, my message of the week, I think would be just like forgiveness of myself more. I made a journal prompt about this yesterday. And just like, you know, we've talked about my people-pleasing complex enough, so you guys get it. I have a problem with just, you know, giving everybody kind of the benefit of the doubt and a lot of grace. And when it comes to myself, just kind of not really allowing myself to have that. And so I've just been really being a lot more gentle with myself, or at least practicing that, like noticing the moments where I'm being really hard on myself. Like I am so easy on those around me who have who have done things that, like, I don't know, some people might not forgive, but I'm like, you know, it's cool, it's whatever. And then when it comes to me, I'm like, yeah, but Casey, you know better, so do better. And it's just like, where is this like grace for myself? So that is just something I don't know if I'm necessarily like correcting in the past week, but I've just noticed. I've just like, whoa, Casey, what if you gave that grace to yourself? Today's breath work. Two more of the calming sounds. I think last week we did the buzzing bee breaths, where you just on the exhale. So 2 more sounds that are just really calming and kind of just like break up any energy in the chest area specifically are like a snake. So again, you're inhaling in, might hold for a moment, and then and you really see how long you can drag that out. And then the other sound is shh, as if you're like shh. So shh. So let's just do one of each of those breaths. Like I said, I'm trying to keep my solo episodes a little shorter, so when we have people on here, we'll do maybe a little bit longer of a practice in the beginning. But as always, posture's upright, closing down the eyes. Taking any neutral breath you need to take. Exhale it all out when you're ready. We're going to go in and out. We're going to inhale in through the nose. So inhaling in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold. On your exhale, you're going to make the sound of a snake. Double S. Keep holding. Okay, and then we'll do SH. So exhale that all out. And when you're ready, through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold it. Belly's full. Belly's pushed out like a balloon. Fully breathing from that lower lung area. The diaphragm and ribs expand. Hold it. And come back to your breath. It's amazing what just 2 breaths can shift for you. I made kind of like somewhat of a little list here because there is a lot to say about food combining. I'm not going to cover everything that there is to cover about this in this video, just so you're aware, because there's just so much. But the 3 main rules I want to share with food combining, and when I say food combining, I'm just going to like, just so you know what that means, like literally like what is on your plate, what you eat within the same time frame. So most people probably don't know this, but it takes 4 hours for a meal, not like really for anything. It depends what the meal is, obviously, but for like generalization, just for the sake of the video, it takes about 4 hours for the food that you eat to move from the stomach into the intestines and the rest of the digestive tract. So that's why like snacking is so kind of unnatural. There's this book, African Holistic Health by Dr. Africa, that is just so good. Dr. Africa is amazing if you're not familiar. But that was kind of one of his points. It was just like, I mean, if we're going to at least consume, like, allow it to be at least a meal, like, to nourish. Because snacking is such, like, I've always said eating is a very emotional thing, but snacking is such a, like, to me, an exhibit A. Like, this is emotional eating. Because you're not getting full, you're not nourishing, you're not, like, doing anything by eating chips or eating a Lara bar or whatever. Like, it's not fulfilling you in any way. It's such an emotional thing, snacking is. And I have snacked. I'm not sitting here yelling at you. But I think just to bring that awareness to it of like, when next time you do grab something, like, is it crunchy? Are you frustrated? Is it sweet? Are you craving love? Is it like chewy? Are you like sad about something? Just bringing that awareness to like the textures and maybe what your emotional truth really is in that moment is huge. And so, yeah, I just wanted to point that out. Like 4 hours is what it takes. So, try to spread out some things if you can. And that's roughly like meat and stuff. Animal products vary, especially meat, because our digestive tract is just literally not set up to digest meat. Like, it is just not. So that might take a little longer. But in general, yeah, like if you're still burping up something, it's still in your stomach. Like the acids in your stomach are still trying to break that thing down. So if you're like eating your next meal and you burp and it tastes like your breakfast, you got like a food combining thing going on in there. With that being said, my 3 main rules I want to share. Eat fruit alone. Let me repeat that for the people in the back. Eat your fruit by itself. The most that you can do this, please do this. I'm guilty, of mixing certain things like bananas with peanut butter and shit like that. But the more that you can do this, you will notice a difference. Like, there's a thing, if you're familiar and maybe not, called mono meals, where like you ate, like imagine you just ate like 8 mangoes or like 10 apples or whatever. It would digest through you so much smoother because the body's like recognizing that like, okay, this is one thing. This is like one ingredient. This is so simple. I'm going to piggyback off of that one and share that melons specifically, honeydew, cantaloupe, watermelon, any other kind of melons should be eaten alone. They should not be combined with other fruits. You can combine them in juices like with mint or jalapeno or lime and whatever else. Some people, on juice, it's a liquid, so it's already broken down a lot. So you can get away with a lot of things on juice, to be honest. But that's just something in my head. I love to keep melons by themselves because I think they're just so good by themselves. Like, watermelon juice doesn't need anything. Another piggyback off of that, just thinking of fruit combining specifically. I know one that blew my mind because I love strawberry banana smoothies, but that's actually not the best combo.